What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to have this next video come up at such a time. I want to talk about elitism for a second, and I want to talk about the education system here in America. One of the things that are going crazy right now with this country is this idea of programming, right, for young people, and this idea of indoctrination. I've seen it firsthand from people whose kids that I know, who I've seen their work. The things that these kids are being taught in school are absurd. They're being taught, revisionist history. They're being taught that Columbus was a racist and he was no good of a person. His accomplishments meant nothing. Indigenous Peoples Day. They're talking about sexuality at a younger and younger age, sexualizing children at a younger and younger age, all for the sake of progressivism, all for the sake of being inclusive. And to me, it's one of the most blatantly biased things that people can do. And you would probably ask yourself the question, where is this all coming from? Who is starting these things? Well, the short answer is the teachers are reinforcing these things. It's still yet to be, it remains to be seen who exactly is drafting up all of these ideas for them to be taught in schools. But all we do know for sure is that teachers are perpetuating these ideas. One of those ideas, by the way, is that all Republicans are racist. All Republicans, all conservatives, all Trump voters are domestic terrorists, and they're hillbillies or they're rich people. And it's weird because those two things are opposite, right? Like, you're either a hillbilly or you're a rich person. Ideally, you can't be a rich hillbilly. So it's funny how the leftist worldview implodes on itself. So I got this video, and if you follow me online, you'll know that I started writing for Red Liberty Media. I got this video from them, and they wanted me to do a little reaction video here on YouTube, and they're going to plug it in one of their articles, which I'll paste in the link below. It's a 10-second video, so bear with me, guys. Let's take a look at what some of these teachers are saying in their classrooms. And if you have any other videos of your teachers in your classroom, send them over to me, and I'd love to just take a look and react to them. But this is interesting because let's watch.
They can be like the ones that stormed the Capitol were a lot of, I'm sorry to say it, but it's true, rednecks.
Sure. Yeah.
Like the ones that stormed the Capitol, they're rednecks. This is a teacher in the middle of a class talking to students. From what it looks like, the students are not, this looks like a college setting of some sort. I don't really have the backstory on this, but it's crazy. It's crazy to me that people actually think they can get away with just washing an entire demographic of people, 70 million people, as rednecks or as elitists or as racists or as white supremacists. It's very intriguing. And even if you're not a Republican, if you're not a conservative, understand that you probably have, more likely than not, a conservative in your family, and you probably would not call those people racist if you didn't know how they voted. There's not this hidden agenda of white supremacy that permeates your soul. You're either a white supremacist or you're not. You're either outwardly racist or you're not. There is no subconscious racism that we all need to cleanse ourselves of. This is spiritual. Those things are spiritual ideas. This idea of purging yourself, of asking for forgiveness and asking for forgiveness for your ancestors. These are spiritual things that these people are trying to implement into the educational realm, and it does not make sense. And it is anti-biblical, it is anti-Western civilization, it is anti-American. So let's take a look at one other video, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. I just really wanted to show you guys the things that I've been receiving in my DMs.
Republicans are generally rich people, but also generally rich people. Republicans are generally rich people, but also
Republicans are generally rich people, and then somebody mutters, "I hate Republicans." It's crazy. This is, and just insert the word, any other word, any other people group with Republicans, swap them out, and see if that sounds weird to you. See if that sounds weird to you. So, for example, Latinos are genuinely rich people. Ugh, I hate Latinos. That is insane to be talked about in a classroom. You can talk about ideas in a classroom. You can talk about ideologies in a classroom. You can talk about historical figures in a classroom. You can talk about Donald Trump as a president, the 45th president, and the things that he may have done right or wrong. You can talk about those things, but to wash a complete group of people, well, first of all, it's called identity politics. It's playing on this idea that we are all somehow grouped together in one way or another, instead of individuals with individual liberties that have our own ideas no matter who we are. So I'm making this video more so to show these little clips, but more so to bring to light the education system here in America. We need to be more in tune with what they're teaching our youth. If I had kids, I'd be very in tune with it. I'd be at every PTA meeting. I'd be making sure that these kids are getting taught the appropriate things. I'm hoping that I'll be able to homeschool my children, because this is getting out of control. We're not learning about 1776. We're learning about 1819 and how, 1776 wasn't actually the start of America because there was still racism. Yes, racism is horrible, but that does not mean that America wasn't started in 1776. It's a historical fact. You can't just change that. You can't just change it. So I say all that to say this. Keep an eye out. Understand what people are teaching you is not necessarily what the actual truth is. Do your own research. Read books. Forget Google. Google's a good resource in some ways, and you have to dig through it a little bit. But go to a library. Go to a library and find a history book and read it. These are the things we used to have to do when I was a kid. You had to go to the library. You had to sit down. You had to look at a book. You had to read it. Then you had to put it back. You had to take notes on it so that you could remember it. So my main point is this. Don't fall victim, or don't let people that you know and their children fall victim to these things. Know your facts. Know your history, because it's important to know the history of your own country. It's important to know the history of your own country. If not, I don't know what you're doing. Anyway, guys, make sure if you like the videos that I'm doing, if you want to see me post more and more, just go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Angel QUIROZ. I have a few amazing people on there that are already helping support the content, and I can't do this without you guys. Go to redlibertymedia.com and just shout them out and take a look at all of their articles. They're incredible. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram at _Angel QUIROZ. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I don't know what other possible action I can give you guys, but thanks for watching, and leave a comment. Let me know. And if you have any other videos like these of teachers that are talking about crazy stuff, send it over to me. DM it to me on Instagram. I'm most responsive there. All right. Take care, guys.